like we all played really well together. Like I still feel like we had like one of the best U16 or U17 teams to ever exist. And to see it all like
Believe what Paige Bueckers just revealed. For months, fans imagined what it would look like to finally see her and Caitlin Clark on the same side again, not competing, not being compared, but sharing the same jersey with the same goal. No one expected Paige to open up this honestly, and no one expected her to explain what it actually feels like to play next to the most talked about player in basketball.
come into fruition of us all living out our dreams and what we talked about and what we worked for, and to like get to the pros, and God willing, we all want to represent USA at the Olympic level. Like we feel like that's the highest level that we can represent ourselves and our country. So
Treating them like rivals, like two stars destined to face off forever. But Paige just made it clear that the story everyone thought they knew was only the surface. She didn't just talk about Team USA camp. She didn't just talk about the hype. She finally revealed what it means to be teammates with Caitlin Clark again. How quickly their chemistry clicked, how natural it feels, and why the excitement around them might be completely justified. Before we dive into the full story, drop a comment. Are Paige and Caitlin the best backcourt the U.S. could put on the floor? Yes or no? Let me know your take. On January 27, 2026, Paige appeared on the Kylie Kelsey podcast, and the first thing they talked about was the younger era. Paige walked into Team USA training camp with something she hadn't felt in years, a fresh beginning. The league has been talking nonstop about the new wave of talent coming in, but she and the rest of her 2020 recruiting class decided to claim a name for themselves. They started calling their group the Young and Turn Crew. To them, it was more than a cute nickname. It was a mindset. They were young, hungry, competitive, and ready to shake things up.
sometimes like I feel like youth and just a team being younger can kind of like get a negative rap because like they don't have the experience, they don't have veteran leadership. But I'm like, we're young and turnt. Like that's all we need. Just like a chip on our shoulder. We're fun. We're competitive. Like we all just want to win, get better, and grow. And like you got to start somewhere. So if we're gonna start with the young and turnt, and then we're gonna grow into vets, and then we're gonna go into the leaders.
How teams often criticize young players for not having enough experience or veteran leadership. But for her, being young wasn't a weakness. It was an advantage. When she described her group, she sounded proud. She said they were goofy, energetic, and sometimes a little chaotic, but in the best possible way. The veterans saw them the same way. To them, Paige and the younger players brought a new spark, a new energy that made everyone else feel alive again.
I guess we kind of, I was just yapping. Sometimes I just get into yap. And so it's like, yeah, we're young and turnt. And that's kind of what we've gone by.
The first real moment when all of this came together. Paige looked around and realized she was standing across from players she had grown up watching. She went from studying them on TV to guarding them in scrimmages. She admitted it was an out-of-body experience at first, but once the ball tipped, it became simple. Competition was the greatest form of respect. She was there to go at them, and they were there to go right back at her. The full circle moment with Caitlin, the moment everyone wanted to know about, came when Paige talked about teaming up with Caitlin Clark again. For years, the world treated them like they were supposed to hate each other. Every time they matched up, the internet turned it into a rivalry. Every highlight went viral. Every game was turned into a battle for who was better. Paige finally shut all of that down.
Yeah, it's been cool. I think a lot of us, me and Caitlin, even played together like on the junior Olympic level when we were younger. And we were in high school, and it was always a fun time. And we were like,
that she and Caitlin had actually played together when they were much younger. They were on junior national teams, they played at international tournaments, and they always worked well together. She said their old squads might have been some of the best youth teams the country had ever seen. The chemistry was always there. It just got lost in the noise once college and the spotlight got involved. Paige said it was funny to her that fans kept treating them like enemies because behind the scenes they were always cool.
It's crazy because like everybody's pinned me and Caitlin against each other for the longest time, and we're cool, like we're friends. But again, it's respect to the competition, so we understand that. We understand how media works and how they want to pin two people against each other, and they're supposed to hate each other and blah blah blah. So we all understand that, and it's all in the love of the game. But at the same time, to have like two fan bases that really hate each other have to come together for a couple months would be really fun.
Friends who talked every day, but they respected each other, supported each other, and understood each other. They both worked hard, they both carried the weight of their teams, they both had pressure from every direction, and they both had fan bases that loved them almost too much. When Paige talked about teaming up again, she smiled. She said it was exciting, surreal, and long overdue. And she said something important. The competition between them was actually what made the respect stronger. They pushed each other, they went at each other, and now they finally had the chance to combine that fire instead of using it against one another. The chemistry that shocked everybody during the recent Team USA scrimmages, fans finally got a glimpse of what this pairing could look like. It wasn't forced, it wasn't awkward. It looked like two players who had been reading each other for years.
Team USA has been able to being patient, find the right shot.
Caitlin Clark's got the ball over to Bueckers. Bueckers sets up the three, and it's nothing.
Moment when Caitlin pushed the ball up the floor, split two defenders, and fired a bounce pass right on target for Paige to finish. It was a perfect play, the kind of connection you cannot fake. Later in the game, the Paige threw a pass back to Caitlin that led to a transition score. It felt smooth, it felt natural, and it got everybody talking.
Chucks up the three. Spain wanted the call, but Paige is leaking. Her against Ioso, and that one is good for Team USA as Spain
Pointed it out too. They noticed that when Paige and Caitlin shared the court, everything looked more fluid. The offense moved faster, the spacing looked cleaner, the timing was better. Both of them could score, both of them could create, and both of them made everyone around them better. Once Kelsey Plum joined them on the floor, it became unfair. All three of them could attack, all three could pass, all three could shoot. It became clear that this trio was something the United States might want to lean on heavily in the coming years. Paige, Caitlin, and Plum together looked like the future of international basketball.
There's Kelsey Plum out there on the floor too. And again, when I mentioned Plum being out there, it's just tough to deal with that scoring and that creation because all of them, Clark, Bueckers, and Plum, can score and create for themselves. So, I see that as part of the 2028 lineup for sure.
The biggest surprise was the chemistry between Paige and Caitlin specifically. It looked like something built on years of familiarity. Even though they went their separate ways in college, even though they were constantly compared, the connection never left. Caitlin explains why it works. Caitlin also shared her side. She said Paige had always been smooth, always controlled, always steady.
She's always just been smooth. She takes what the game gives her. Her midi has always been as nice as it's been this year. She's just she just plays way older than she is. She's confident, she's smooth, she just does everything at a high level, can score from all.
Paige never forces things, never plays out of character, and always finds the right read. She also said she always knew Paige would succeed at the highest levels because nothing rattled her. Both of them made it clear that their respect wasn't new, it had been there since the beginning. Team USA's future with both of them. The more they play together, the clearer the picture becomes. The United States has a chance to build something special around it. Paige brings control, pacing, and balance. Caitlin brings vision, range, and chaos. Together, they create a rhythm that touches every part of the floor.
Things are going, it looks like these two are going to be the best two guys. These two are probably the best two guys in the league right now. And in 2 years' time, the likelihood of them being the two best guys in the league is very high.
It's clear that the staff loved what they saw. The veterans noticed it too. Everyone could feel the spark when those two shared the court. The passes were sharp, the cuts were clean, and the communication was instant. Even in short stretches, they showed flashes of something rare, something that could define the next generation of American basketball.
Iriafen down with the steal. Paige Bueckers wide open, and the crowd goes crazy.
Coming up in 2028, the timing could not be more perfect. A young core is forming, and Paige and Caitlin are right at the center of it. That young and turn energy is settling into something real. It's not just hype. It's not just talk. It's becoming the foundation for what comes next. What this means for both of them. This moment matters for Paige. She has battled through injuries, long rehab, doubt, and pressure. Being back on this stage stronger than ever means something. Being able to stand next to Caitlin again, not as rivals but as teammates, completes a story that has been happening for years. This moment matters for Caitlin, too. She has been in the spotlight non-stop, and now she finally gets to share the floor with someone who understands her, pushes her, and elevates her. Paige brings out a calmer side of her game, and Caitlin brings out a more assertive side of Paige's game. They balance each other perfectly, and the fans can finally stop pretending this is a rivalry built on hate. It's a rivalry built on respect, and now it's becoming a partnership built on chemistry. Paige Bueckers didn't just talk about Caitlin Clark. She talked about connection, competition, growth, and the future. She made it clear that teaming up with Caitlin isn't strange, it's natural. It's something they've been ready for since they were kids, and now it's finally happening on the biggest stage. If this is what the early glimpses look like, just imagine what they'll be by 2028. If you want more stories like this before anyone else is talking